Howdy ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to VGU Plays Silent Bomber. I'm your host as always, Don the Expert of Coles from VideoGamesUncovered.com. And so we're going to continue. Last time we did our first mission of a tutorial mission as we entered Verdante. Now, let's continue. See where we head next. I haven't changed my E-chips since the end of the last episode, so if in case you didn't know, I upgraded my bombs and my shield. So operation now. Eliminate the enemy and find an ingress route. Let's do it! Great music yet again. Gotta love it for this stage. In this stage, we're going to be introduced to a character that is going to appear a number of times in the game, which also brings together a very interesting side story inside Verdante. It's kind of like... kind of think of it as your rival on the enemy side, because your rival in the actual game is Benoit. Because you may have seen that Benoit was just quite cocky and arrogant. Data chip. Those data chips, by the way, are used for the multiplayer versus mode, and data chips can unlock the different characters for the versus mode, so that's really solid. I think the first data chip unlocks the boss from the last level, which was the multi-legged anti-aircraft weapon. Right, I'm just going to blow these guys up just to get my points up, because if I go forward enough, it's going to trigger this. And there's the guy.
I'll finish this guy off.
Great voice in this game. It's a great voice to give, like, think of him as a mini-boss. Because we're going to be seeing a lot of these guys later, especially the sword guys. Because later on you realise there's a facility where these guys are created. They're not robots, they are in fact... think of them as mobile suits.
You just signed your death warrant. You're dead. Count on it.
I love that. Just like, you just signed a death warrant. You're dead. Count on it. Love it. Right, I'm just going to quickly check. Nope, it's all clear. Right, let's boogie-doo.
I'm picking up a high level.
And here's our boss for this level.
It's gonna fire. Get out of there.
Work. Now that's a massive laser. And effectively this is basically the level. The level is a boss fight. That is quite painful if you are a bit wazzicky. So you have all these spawners on the left and right that are going to be spawning enemies constantly. As you can see, you've got a big fat laser in the middle of the map. That's obviously going to be lasering the living daylights out of things. And it has two different modes. It has the constant stream and the small blast. The constant stream will go across the map a little bit and will effectively do more damage, whilst the little beam won't do as much damage. But as you can see, the laser can't go all the way, but because of the enemy spawners and these mini cluster lasers, they make your time a living hell. So there's constantly something going on. So the best thing to do, at least in my opinion, is to get rid of the enemy spawners without being zapped by the bloody laser, if possible. Get rid of the big spawners and get rid of all the little guys. So that now, you can get rid of these cluster lasers, preferably only on one side, because those guys will actually regenerate themselves over time. So effectively, they actually respawn faster than I thought. Effectively now you just want to blow this guy to pieces by throwing them on him. There's no real point of trying to auto-lock on as best you can. It's best to just throw them on using your lock-on unit. You don't want to detonate your bombs whilst he is shielded. As you can see, you can just throw your bombs at him while he's shielded and they'll still count, but if you blow him up while he's shielded, he's not going to take any damage, so there's no point doing that. But yeah, this level isn't really that big of a difference. Like, some people said, like a few people that I know that have played this game, because literally I only know a few people that have played it apart from me, said that this was probably one of the worst levels in the game, but it's okay because the level's pretty darn early on. So, there you go. Big fat laser boss defeated.
Lieutenant, come in. They've been shot down.
Oh no, the lieutenant's been shot down. Let's go inside the carcass, see what we can find.
That's my Utah.
Benoit?
I was watching you fight, observing the man in action. You truly do belong on a battlefield.
What is that supposed to mean?
You'll find out eventually. We'll meet again.
So you're seeing now that Benoit's acting way more creepy. We're gonna see more of Benoit later. Oh, all the D's. Is it because of my name? Seriously? Yeah, I suck. But oh well, I love playing this game for fun. Let's check on how many E-chips we have. We have 3, which is good. I can improve my range for next level, so that's good. Right, I'm going to quickly save here. We have enough time for the next one, since that level was quite short. Luckily, that's only... I think that's the only level that's specifically that short. I think that there is another one later that's equally as short, but it's short for a different reason. Mainly because it's a gigantic
You're
boss.
telling me that Hornet assault teams got on board the ship? All right. Go to alert level yellow. Eliminate the intruders immediately. Just what do those fools think a handful of sorry two-legged worms can do against the Dante?
It's a shame that those cutscenes don't have subtitles, or else I would speak over them. But here we go. See where Jutah is now.
Come in, Jutah! Do you read me? Jutah! Jutah!
You don't have to scream, I can hear you. You should have contacted me immediately.
Now look here! We had our hands full shaking off enemy units in a ship that's shot full of holes!
All I want from you is a status report, not a sob story.
Every assault team except for us has been wiped out.
Ouch.
I've lost contact with Benoit too.
Weird.
Tim and John are repairing the lander. Meanwhile, Machino and I are attempting to hack into their system.
In order to pull that off, the system would have to be temporarily distracted. That's where my expertise comes in, right?
Here we go. Time to do what we do, blow stuff up and distract people! And so our mission now, destroy all energy condensers. Seems simple enough. Let's do it.
The energy plant should be just beyond this area.
So if there's one thing I cannot fault about this game, it's literally the music. The music is nuts.
Planned entry point. You'll need to use your lander again to get there.
Yeah, so in the beginning of a majority of the missions, Henri will be giving you advice or guidance, as she would, to basically complete the mission and to give you a better understanding of how the mission is to be completed. These guys are... painful, but no harm done. Right, I'm actually going to use the paralysis here to see if I can't get rid of these guys. Where did the other two go? Oh, never mind. Just eradicate them where they are. Now we're going to start seeing boxes instead of the ones we saw in the other level. Get more liquid. Let's jump forward. Yeah, one thing I absolutely adore about this game is the soundtrack. Because the soundtrack is beautifully put together. And so as you can see here, we're not just facing machines, we are also facing humans. They're rubbish because, well, all they really do is charge at you, apart from some of the artillery peeps, but There you go, really. It's fun to knock them out, though. Yeah, it's just fun to play around with the human units and make them run into fire and all that. And plus, the little that they do when they die is quite cool. Later on, the human guys will actually become more powerful, which is pretty darn cool how they do that. Because later on, you see these double-bladed guys, they actually become a huge threat later. Because later on in some of the other levels, when you have other human units, the human units they have will just literally consist of those double-bladed guys in some cases, and ouch, it hurts. Right, before we go to the exit, I'm just going to make sure that I have everything that I need from the supply crates. I don't want to miss out on any E-chips or data chips. Mostly E-chips. Ah, there's data chip too. I forget which that chip gives you. But look at that, I can now plant 4 bombs. Cool.
Take out all energy condensers in this area. I'll begin hacking when the energy supply to the security system has stopped.
Ouch. Yeah, I keep forgetting in this game. Blowing up is the main premise of it, but blowing yourself up is not suggested. Right. So what we can do here. Target those guys on the top. What I'm actually going to do is... You can get up there. There you go! Aha! Because getting up here will help you get these items. Sometimes E-chips, which are incredibly useful. Sometimes just healing items or sub-weapons. Like I'm going to use now, I might as well just use the paralysis one. See what level 4 paralysis does. Wham! Ooh, deadly. Very deadly. And it actually got over here as well, so that's great. Oh, there's another one. There you go. Climb up there, destroy that, get going.